Playground Games did it. They did what everyone hoped they would do, and that's release Forza Horizon 6 without any performance issues and game-breaking bugs. Oh, and having it set in Japan helps, I guess. Before I say anything else, I just want to give the devs and everyone who worked on Horizon 6 a round of applause. They could have easily have dropped the ball with this game at launch with performance issues and still made bank. Now, I heard that there are apparently some issues with AMD graphics cards, and there was some connection issues for some people the day it was officially accessible to everyone. But that's why there is an offline mode. Outside of the server launch issue, I haven't experienced for myself any performance issues with the game as a whole. And I know that should be the norm, but in reality, it isn't. So we have to give credit where credit is due. Let's get into my initial thoughts of the game itself. Location is key, and Horizon 6 is a perfect example of this. Japan is one of the most asked for location for any and every racing game for casual fans. Playground Games knew this, and they delivered on the world, with places like Tokyo City, the Japanese Alps, and many other Japanese-inspired locations, while also maintaining the Horizon formula of diverse biomes. Driving around in the open world is one of the best features of the Horizon games, and what separates it from every other casual racing game. Take that and add Japan as a reference point of the world, and the game is just a chef's kiss. And that's exactly why Horizon 6 was so well received by players. If you compare Horizon 5 to Horizon 6, there are little to no differences in gameplay. But, like I said, location is key. And speaking of gameplay, if you liked Horizon games, you weren't getting anything new or different from this, and that's fine, because driving wasn't an issue, and there wouldn't be much improvement or changes they could have made. But they did change progression, which was something everyone had an issue with in Horizon 5. And I will say that the wristband progression is cool, but to me what was more important was having races that required a specific car type. And as it took me about 20 hours of gameplay to get to the legendary, which is a final wristband, reaching that point kind of felt meh. After that, you just get a few more tracks and activities, and that's it. And moments like that makes me wish they would just commit to a good story for the main progression, but I guess it's a racing game, it doesn't need a story. There's also a few new features added, but there's one specific feature I really love, and that's the ability to buy cars that are around the city at a discounted price. And what makes this feature so great is the ability to buy Forza Edition cars, which are super rare at a discounted price. So if you're actually planning on playing Horizon 6, save all your money for Forza Edition cars, because that's where you're gonna get the bang for your buck, especially when you start using your skill points on those cars to unlock wheel spins. Now, for the AI. This seemed to be one of the biggest issues the loudest group of people have with this game. To be more specific, people had an issue with how hard it was to race against AI in the Expert, Pro, and Unbeatable difficulties, which are the top 3 hardest difficulty settings in the game. I played majority of the game at Expert Pro difficulties, not touching Unbeatable because I'm not a masochist and that would be a miserable experience. And I agree with the points people have about the AI at those difficulties, because they are literally cheating. The AI does not follow the laws of the game physics the same way players have to follow it. For example, at the beginning of a race, they would accelerate out of the starting line at an impeccable pace. Even when you share the same car and specs as them, they would be way faster. And then, they would hit every corner perfectly, whilst also going faster than the player into a turn. It was mind-boggling. And those are just a few examples. But I say all of that just to say I kinda don't care that much about how broken the AI is at those difficulties. because the highly skilled difficulty is the real normal setting that is based on actual driving abilities of the player, with or without the tuning. And if I'm not mistaken, the difficulty of AI was similar in Horizon 5. So yeah, that's my thoughts on the AI in this game. Yes, they're overtuned and they're broken and they don't follow the rules, but they kinda don't really affect anything for me. But that's just me. Also, there's a cool new feature for the sandbox aspect and building aspect of the game, and that's the garages that you can customize. Oh, and I almost forgot, there is an auto drive feature, which is great for doing maps that allow for farming credits and skill points. W-downs on that one. But all jokes aside, I think they fixed that. And for the online racing enjoyers, there is a new mode, that is the spec racing, where everyone drives the same car with the same exact tunes. The only drawback is that your starting position is random, so you can start at the front or at the back, depending on your luck. But W-downs for that one. And the graphics of the world and cars look amazing, as usual. For a casual like myself, I have no qualms or issues in these aspects. Some people who are more detail oriented may be bothered by small aspects, like having the steering wheel is on the left hand side of most vehicles, and you're in Japan, so you're driving on the left hand side. So when you're in like first person perspective, it is a very awkward feeling. And also you can tell that the devs don't care much about details, especially the character models, which are an absolute joke. And it seems more like a throwaway feature. And somehow it progressively got worse as each Horizon game came out. I don't know how they managed to do that. They made the customization of your character model worse than Horizon. But overall, my initial thoughts of Horizon 6 is that it's the same game as Horizon 5, just set in Japan. And that's fine. But whenever someone says to me that they hated Horizon 5, but they loved Horizon 6, I'll know that they just hated the map in Horizon 5. So, what do I hope for Horizon 6 going forward is that they don't settle into the same cyclical routine they ended up in with Horizon 5, because they have the greatest foundation any developer could have for a live service game. And that's by having a large number of players actively playing their game. And the best way to maintain that engagement is by adding a few more layers to the game and build out the world you already have. And I know this may sound sacrilegious to some people, but Motorfest does this the best. I have so many criticisms about Motorfest, but one thing I will praise is that they've managed to innovate the content in the game, and this is what the Horizon franchise has lacked in. So, what do you think about Horizon 6? I think there should be an underground racing scene that is not so legal, with police AI at unbeatable difficulty settings. But a man can only dream. Is there anything you would hope they would add or change going forward? Let me know what you think in the comments down below, and please be sure to like and subscribe. See you in the next one.